Canada just had its worst month of job losses in a decade. The country lost 71,200 jobs in November compared to a loss of 1,800 jobs in October. And the unemployment rate climbed from 5.5% to just under 6%. Joining us now to explain what is going on is Brett House, Vice President and Deputy Chief Economist at Scotiabank. Brett, thank you for being here.
Good morning.
Okay, biggest drop in employment, rather, since the financial crisis. What happened?
So we had a bad month on jobs, but it's in the context of what's been a really good year. So far this year in 2019, hiring has been on a tear across the country. Businesses consistently say the biggest constraint on growth is that they can't find people who are either skilled or unskilled to work for them. So 1 month is not necessarily a sign that things are falling apart, but it's a concern.
Yeah.
Some of it's seasonal, some of it's roll-off from the elections, some of it's the summer season coming off.
Sure.
But we look at these things as possibly an early indicator on where the future performance is going.
Okay, let's take a closer look at where some of the biggest losses were. Quebec, 45,100 jobs were lost, and then Alberta and British Columbia each lost over 18,000. So specifically to those provinces, where did those jobs go?
Well, again, some are seasonal.
Yeah.
Some are perhaps a reflection of the power outage we had in Quebec at the beginning of November.
Okay.
So, again, you have to keep in mind what has been the longer-term trend.
Yeah.
And across the country, we've seen really strong hiring this year. So the question is this the beginning of hiring slowing down to align a little better with what has been kind of mediocre growth in Canada over the course of the year?
Were you surprised to see this number in November?
Yeah, we were. We were expecting something closer to just a flat month, not the kind of retreat that we saw here. And what we're trying to do is figure out how this squares with other numbers we have on the economy. We had a very strong Q3 as a result of domestic demand picking up. And we're also seeing a real increase in wages and in borrowing by Canadians. And so we're trying to understand how this all fits together to give us a picture of what the well-being of Canadian households looks like.
So 1 month does not a trend make. So anyone who's looking at these numbers right now, should they be... because a lot of us have been sitting around waiting for the economy to fall off the shelf. You know, a lot of people have been saying it's only a matter of time before we hit another slowdown or another recession, and people have been waiting for those indicators. Where's your head at from that standpoint?
Well, the thing is, we are in almost the longest ever expansion in Canadian history, and on the notion that all good things have to come to an end, it will end at some point.
At some point, yeah.
But something has to cause that, and so far we don't see the kind of catalyst in the Canadian economy that would lead us to call for a recession, and that squares with what almost everyone like us is forecasting at the moment. So there are concerns. Growth is likely to be kind of mediocre going forward, but we are seeing signs of a bit of a rebound from the bottoming out earlier this year.
All right, well, what started out as some scary news, maybe not as scary as people were thinking.
Well, it's something worth watching.
Yeah.
That's the important thing. We should stay vigilant here.
Brett, insight is always appreciated. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching. If you like this, be sure to subscribe here.
And you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.